Hello, my name is Debo, and welcome to my Overwatch blog for Season 2 Competitive for October 19th. As always, if you'd like to check me out live, you can watch me on twitch.tv/spsdebo. If you'd like to watch where all my blogs are uploaded to, podcasts and many other things, you can check me out on DeboSCS2. And of course, you can always follow me on Facebook and Twitter at DeboSC2. Thank you for checking out the video, and hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys, Debo here. It's been a while since I did a blog. Basically, if you guys know how the season started, I started off at 2400 gold, climbed up to platinum at 2600, dropped back down to 2400, decided to start maining Lucio, due to the fact that not many people want to heal, plus I do believe he is the highest pick character in all team comps, and he's very good to round out a team squad. Rode him all the way up to about 3000, dropped back down to 2400, climbed back up to 3200, and dropped back down to about 24. Currently climbing back up, I'm at the 2500 range, plan on getting it back up to at least about 3000 before the season's over, and we'll see if we can make the climb to Masters, I don't know. But like I said, it's been quite the adventure sometime. We're winding down to the end of the season. We got some updates in terms of the Halloween event that actually got inside the game now, which is pretty cool. But not too much is really happening outside of that. People are still experiencing frustration issues with the overall rank system and people how they're gaining points, losing points. You go on a massive win streak, get a ton of points. I think it maxes out at 150 loss, and then if you go on a crazy lose streak, you can lose a ton of points. I've kind of have experienced that firsthand. I've seen both the positives of going on a massive win streaks and the negative of going on a lose streak, but I do have to say that I do feel for the most part that players can really determine their outcome, at least up into the diamond level. I was able to play a support, play Lucio, play him consistently, play him in a safe way and get really good with him, try to be always a team player. But I do extra things like communicate and always try to call out picks, or hey guys, we're ahead, we just killed 2 people, or we just picked off 2 of their team and we need to push in, or hey guys, we're behind on 2 people. It's a 4v6, maybe we should withdraw from the fight. So that definitely helps too, trying to stay in a positive attitude, not trying to yell at my team for the most part. I've pretty much got that down to 90 to 95% of the time. I'm pretty good. If I got any negative comments, I'll let go of that push to talk button and just say, oh my goodness, this guy's terrible, but I never really say it. Well, I just don't say it to them directly because it's not going to help anything. And I'm not going to, expect somebody to change, because the way I feel is that most people, if you're choosing especially the platinum level or higher, or even gold level or higher, I would say you have to have a basic understanding of the game. You should know what choices are good, which ones aren't, what can basically help the team. And what I mean by people making awkward choices, like, Bastion on attack, Torch on attack, I have no problem with people playing defensive characters on defensive positions, but, the thing you got to realize is that no matter what you do, you can't change somebody's opinion or change how they think, especially on the internet. So I just try to go into each game focusing on myself and doing the best that I can, and, that's just basically how I'm playing out the rest of the season. Want to get back to 3,000, then I'll stop, or maybe I'll go a little bit higher, but I definitely don't want to take my rating down a lot. I was playing a lot of Soldier 76 and Torchborn, having a lot of fun, but probably shouldn't have did that. Outside of all that, they do got some Overwatch competitions coming up for BlizzCon. I'm not too excited for that. It'd be interesting to see the OGN and then, the Kespa series that they're doing over in Korea for what they're doing for competitive play. But, like I said, the main thing that I just do is just, like I said, I'm usually playing solo queue by myself. I'd like to hopefully see they change that for Season 3. Maybe have a solo duo queue with the max you can queue up with is 2 people. And then you go versus another team that has 2 solo queued or 2 duo queue people, and then, 4 randoms, or, 6 solos and 6 solos. I think that will help out a lot. Hopefully they adjust the gain rate for supports, because it still feels like supports are not getting anywhere near what the DPS are. They might even need to adjust it for the tanks as well. And overall, they just got to look into little things like how they're going to deal with levers. Maybe new maps to the mix would also be very nice. And also, basically, maybe... making sure auto default putting people into voice comm group, because I do think communication is very important, and offering a tribunal system like League of Legends used to have, just basically so we can report for different things, or basically if we don't have a tribunal system where players can log on a site and look over cases and pass judgment on people, they can just basically do something along the lines of like, okay, well this person was AFK sitting in spawn but moving, or report for like AFK, report for purposely disconnecting, along with the harassment, or along with the cheatment option, But it is pretty difficult to try to report somebody just because they pick something that you don't like. But I mean, you could report like, you know, trolling or unsportsmanlike conduct, which could be something like, you know, when somebody picks a May and they ice wall your team so they can't get your shots off, or they're doing it on purpose. Whatever they do to attempt to throw the game, they need to have multiple options that you can report on. So, you know, as long as they fix the points that each individual class gains, the reporting feature, make that more in-depth, working on issues in case players do disconnect, or figure out a system that could be a little bit more lenient for the people that decided to stay. But I don't know about that one. That can go either way. It is good that they have it so they can ban you for a whole season if you go AFK too much. But most definitely, also map variants. I hate to be doing the same maps in a row, like doing multiple King of the Hills in a row. Okay, as long as they're different maps, or doing a lot of assaults or payload maps, but you should not have to do like 3 Hanamura matches in a row. I also like to have them look into something in terms of like forcing an outcome. Like if you ever get in a situation for a draw, just make it so that people, you know, you do a best of one King of the Hill map where people have to kind of step up and play, and then, you know, it decides an outcome of that specific match instead of just specifically forcing it into a draw. We're still waiting on Sombra to come out, so it'll be interesting to see how she's going to go ahead and be fit into the meta. And then also, currently right now, the major picks are, I do feel, Lucio and Reinhardt have the highest picks right now. A lot of people saying they should be toned down or nerfed. I really don't think so. I think both those characters are very just staple in their in the team comps because they're just very successful. Reinhardt with his shield and his stuns and his melees that are pretty strong, and, you know, Lucio with the speed boost and the ability to heal everybody. I mean, they're just very solid, balanced characters. That's how I feel. But people say based on their pick rate, they need to be nerfed, and I don't think that's necessarily not true. If you look at examples in League of Legends, you know, mid laners such as, well, I'll give it that. It seems like the certain mid laners and certain other ones always kind of flush around, but you always got core picks that can do well, and you always have matches and counter matches. But I mean, for like mid lane, you could see an Annie, you could see a Syndra, you could see for jungle, there's always a Lee Sin, there's always an Amumu, there's always just certain characters that are just overall really good, that is either requires a lot of mechanical skill play or just a solid pick that can always be fit into a lot of different situations. I don't really think they're that overpowered. I don't even think they're overpowered at all. I just think they have an overall well put together kit. So yeah, Lucio and Reinhardt have been pretty much dominating in terms of picks. You should have one on each side of the team, a Reinhardt and a Lucio. For your secondary support, of course, is going to be Zenyatta or Anna. Anna has been taking more picks just due to her synergy with Reinhardt and stuff like that, and her ability to put out a lot of heals or snipe and do damage when needed, and her ability to debuff the heals on the enemy team. Zenyatta is still very good. His Discord's very solid. He counters a lot of certain setups and stuff like that, but with the lack of Genjis, I see more Annas now. But basically, the safer pick is to pick Zenyatta. The more experienced supports that play Analog can definitely pick her and get a lot of work done as well. So pretty much it's Lucio, and then either Anna and Zenyatta. It's Reinhardt, and then Reinhardt's either usually paired up with the Zarya or a Winston, or even in some cases, you know, I've seen Zarya Winston combos used, but for DPS, I always see a Reaper. Reaper Anna's very strong due to the fact that you can nano boost Reaper, then he does his ult. And then, of course, McCree, because he's a pretty good hit scan. Now, just because people don't pick these picks doesn't mean that you should automatically flip out of them or think that they're terrible. But, I mean, just in all honesty, sometimes, you know, it's better for people to play something they're more comfortable with. My main thing is as long as people are communicating and trying to do their best and playing things in a smart way, I'm pretty much okay with everything. I don't agree with Bash and Attack, but if a guy can know how to play them really well, then that's perfectly fine. I just think he's putting a lot of effort out for next to no reason. It's not necessary because, in all honesty, I think you could do better with something else. But like I tell people, it's just pointless to argue with people who are actually made up in their decisions. Outside of all that, I'll be updating on a regular basis for the next couple days, maybe for the next couple weeks. We'll see how it goes, just so I can climb back up to 3,000, which I'm pretty sure I'll be able to do. I already did it like 2 to 3 times this season already. Just trying to get back up to a point where I end at a certain mark for the end of the season, but I'd like to still, like I said, push for Masters. So Always check me out on twitch.tv. I stream live. You can also check on YouTube in case you just want to see the match of the day or the highlight match of the day, which is playing in the background right now. Well, I'm just narrating and talking about what's basically been going on and how I went for the day. I know yesterday and today I went 6 for 4, 60% win rate, so I'm pretty happy. I'm just kind of sticking to playing 10 games a day and then basically playing the best that I can and not playing during the magic hour, which is 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. I'm just trying to get really consistent at my play, you know, not as many matches, but the matches I do play a lot more consistently. But outside of all of that, I always appreciate you guys watching and checking out these videos. If you guys got any suggestions or comments for the video format, feel free to let me know. Or if you guys got any comments or questions about Lucio Play or what you should be running in the current meta or what's going on in rank, please leave a comment inside of the comment section below. And also ensure and like and subscribe and all that fantastic jazz. Outside of all that, I appreciate you guys, like I said again, watching the video. At this point, I'm just rambling, but we're getting ready to get to the end. If you guys, is about to switch over to the picture, want to see the previous blog, just click that bottom left-hand button. If you want to see the next video that's coming up for the next blog, just make sure you go ahead and click that bottom right-hand corner for next vlog video blog. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button in orange down there so you can go ahead and subscribe and get updated on when I post my new videos and such. As always, my name is Debo. I appreciate you watching these videos and good luck in your competitive matches, and I hope you have a great day.